Okay, so we talk about what is the good prompt anatomy. So what are all the important criterias need to be there, and how to write a good prompt, why we are writing, and as well as how the AI is actually processing the prompt what we are giving. So actually I repeated again and again. So AI won't understand the statements what we talk. So it can't imagine, it can't observe the things like a human, even though we say it's actually act like a human, think like a human, but the way of observation and the way of understanding the things is totally different. AI only can understand the things word by word, the statement what you give, the prompt what you actually input. It will understand the prompt word by word. So based on that, according to that word, so it actually function. So this is what the actual functionality of this particular AI model. Not only ChatGPT or Claude, you can take any AI model. This is what the same standard functionality which was followed by that AI model systems. So we did some examples. So what is the right way of doing the prompting? So I hope have some of you tried so to do this type of prompting in your ChatGPT logins. So if you did it, definitely you will able to identify the difference from the previous output and as well as the present proper prompting output. So whenever you try to prompt anything, whenever you try to get any information from AI, try to utilize this same principle to make it work better for you, because it's like an assistant for us. So if you want to utilize that assistant in a better way, you should give them a proper instruction and as well as proper guidelines. So if you want them to do anything, you need to clearly tell them what you are looking for and why you are looking for, what are all the criterias and parameters they need to follow, and what you like, what you won't like. It's become our responsibility to clearly define everything to our assistant to get the task in the planned manner, right? So that's how the AI also working. It's also, just imagine, it's a virtual assistant. Whatever you want, it can do it for you, but it's become your responsibility to give a proper and clear instruction for it. Then only it can work in a better way. Okay. So we already discussed about context engineering and the difference, vibe coding, so context window. So until prompt tuning, so we discussed. So actually we prompt tuning in the sense the applications how they are using this AI models. So for last day we discussed about the example of the communication development program, how they are utilizing this AI, how they are actually fine tuning, what are all the parameters, what are all the restrictions they actually give it to the AI models, and how it's actually functioning. So this is called the prompt tuning. So they are creating software within that software that's called prompt tuning. I hope you are all understand and as well as able to grasp things. I think so. So this is what the next thing we are going to discuss. So that's called the different types of prompts. Again, my dear students, my dear team, so this is also going to be an hands-on session. So be ready with your pen and paper, take a note of it, and as well as each and every prompt have some unique purposes, unique nature. So it's become your responsibility, or maybe you need to choose the right prompt format to get the right form of result from any AI models. So this particular AI forms, this particular types is based on the functions and purpose. So we can categorize the AI prompts in various bases. So the first base we are going to deal with is the function and purpose. In functional ways, how the prompts are going to be differed, because you can create prompts for various reasons, for your personal work, for your official work, for knowledge purpose. So we can do it we can utilize it in a many way. Most of the time, as professors or company employees, we use ChatGPT to do our documentations. In those cases, the functionality of that particular AI model is totally different. So we can't fix the static model for all of static prompt type for all functionalities. So each and every functionality required some different types of prompting for better task completion. Okay, so because we are going to see many types of prompting, so this is on functional base. Another one is I think role based, and we have some advanced strategies. So each and everyone have some unique thing, and as well as I try to came up with an basic explanation and as well as some simple example. See, as well as I before getting into that, I would like to mention one more thing. So I try to give a simple example for each prompt. So I don't want to make it as I elaborate one. So at my in other case, it will become like a paragraph. So it will take more time for me to explain the example, because example is just for an understanding. So just try to get that prompt type and as well as the explanation. The example is just an helping one for you. Most of the cases it might be sounds like a poor prompt. So just that's why I would like to explain it as a disclaimer. So sometimes it sounds like a poor prompting, but I mentioned that particular prompt for your better understanding only. Whenever you try to implement that particular prompt in your actual task, try to elaborate it based on your requirement and as well as what type of output you are looking from this AI model. That will be a good thing for actual functional purpose. Okay, so these are all the functional or purpose based prompts. These are all the types. So I will explain one by one. So actually, the first thing is, so just first try to observe the things, because just reading the things faster or maybe just try to getting mug up, so nothing going to be useful at all, because you can't mug up everything. So what you will do, you can only understand the things, you can only observe the things, and as well as you can utilize the knowledge what you actually gained. So don't try to simply hurry to read everything. Just try to follow up with me. Then only you will get the clear understanding. Because otherwise you will lose the explanation, or some cases you will lose some key points, because this is an one dimension explanation or maybe description what I am giving. So some cases while I am explaining, there might be an multiple forms of key insights can be add on to that particular same prompt style. So it become our responsibility to stick on with it. So otherwise it's your own wish, because we are not a kid to instruct everything. So just um, travel with me. First one is instructional prompt. It it name says we are instructing something. There is nothing hide, there is nothing, the AI no need to think about anything about that instruction. Just follow the instruction, it's enough. So at the very beginning I say is so we have some personal assistants. So in how we want our assistant need to act, so we need to clearly instruct them. That's called the instructional prompt. See, write a summary of the article in 100 words. So I give some article as an example or maybe a reference. I want it to just read and summarize in 100 words. So you don't need to think a lot, you don't need to incorporate anything, you don't need to think out of the box, you don't put any other different source example into this summary. So these are all the things I am just instructing. Okay, so write a summary of this article in 100 words. So it clearly instructed. So it will do the things only what you instruct. So it can't act more than the things what you actually ask the AI to do. Okay, the second one is descriptive prompting. So descriptive, yes, sense. Sorry, describe your sense objectives or object or event to generate outputs. So you are asking to describe. For an example, so there is any one press meet was occurred recently. The actually Israel Palestine. So they actually says they are going to stop the war. They actually write an peace agreement. So at the head of Donald Trump, actually there was many things was occurred. So there is actually too many news from Palestine and as well as Israel and as well as, so we already know about the great US President Donald Trump. He always switching his statements. So definitely it will be very hard for a normal person to follow up with the things, because there is too many informations. And at the same time, the UN, a United Nation, also giving some random informations about the scenarios what happens in Palestine. Okay, so if you want to think about the scenario, in those cases you want the basic description about, or maybe you want someone to describe about the scenario, what was happened there. So that particular person should know about the entire story of that particular incident. Then only you can get the complete information. So in those descriptions, you will get some most of the key insights about that particular event or incident. So you can't get those type of insights in a single newspaper or any one news article. Okay, so in those cases, we are using descriptive prompt section. This is just an example. Describe a futuristic city floating above the cloud. So it's an imagination, but in other case, so you can use the same form of description or descriptive option or maybe description option for any events or situations. That's why I say now, because from this example you can take it in a simple way, but in a real world scenario, the prompt might be worked in a much bigger way. Okay, so the next one is question prompt, asking a question to receive an answer or explanation. So it's a simple direct prompt way. Why is machine learning important in modern industries? So this is a simple and direct question. You can simply directly ask any question to this AI and it will answer based on the database what it actually have. But in this case, you need to remember one important thing. So it will think based on the questions what you ask. You actually, there is no necessity for us to only ask the simple questions. You can ask some hypothetical questions. No issues. You can ask anything, so it will think on it, and as well as based on the thinking, based on the reference data, how it's actually processed the information, according to that, it will produce the results to you. It will give an output, and as well as also it will place in justification argument for you to accept that particular result. So it won't simply say some word as an answer for your question. Also, it will justify the answer, so you can get a clear understanding. Okay, so at the same time, you have an option to question back to that AI. So that's what we are going to see. Whether you are not able to agree with the statement what was given by that particular AI model, you can also question back. So it's all a form of questioning. Okay, so actually these three is totally different. Don't try to don't confuse with the each other model, because instruction is different, descriptive is different, questioning is different. Okay, see, the next one is exploratory prompts used for brainstorming or discovering new ideas. Here you are exploring something totally new. So for an example, I have some idea, I have some software idea, or I have some product idea, whatever it might be. So I want to test for whether my idea is valuable or it's worthy to implement. Or maybe I have some idea, I want to check what is the market is actually thinking, who are all the competitors are already there. So what type of pricing I need to utilize, what type of branding strategy I need to follow. I have many things to do. Okay, so for that case, as a solo entrepreneur, I can't do everything by my own, as well as I don't have that much of sufficient amount of money so in my package to do the everything. Or maybe I can't hire an employee, I can't outsource anything to anyone because of financial situations. In those situations, I simply use this AI to get an to get an amazing ideas about my business and marketing strategies and brandings, everything. So you can use it in any way. Here what we give it as an example, list 10 innovative business ideas using AI in healthcare. So it actually asks, through this prompt we are asked this AI to think. So it not only actually plug any 10 business ideas from any blogs, it will think about it. So because you clearly mentioned it should be innovative business ideas, so utilizing AI. So based on that, it will create, it will brainstorm. So based on the results, it will produce some output for you. Okay. So the next one is analytical prompting. This is a concept which actually the exploratory and analytical prompt both are work similar, but this analytical prompt mostly work in how can I say, in a numerical forms it will function better. So whenever you have some numerical data, or whenever you are looking some numerical output from the market, or maybe you are looking from the percentage of answer. So how much the percentage can be we improved, or how much percentage we actually dropped, what is the possibility percentage. So if you want to do anything in a numerical way, or you are looking for something statistically proven, or research methodology based proven things, so you can use this analytical prompt. User analyzing used for analyzing data, text, or concepts. Compare and contract, competitionalism and socialism. Sorry, capitalism and socialism. It will compare two different phenomena. So it not only brainstorm, it not only create, so it can critically analyzed. So how each and everything has actually happened. So based on the critical analysis, it will produce a result. Especially, I would like to tell you, this particular prompt won't make this AI to think much deeper, but based on your prompt, you can make it to think more analytically, because this example is too simple. So it can't utilize the it utilize the best analytical power of that particular AI model. So you can write your own prompt. Okay. So creative prompt, again, stimulates storytelling, poetry, or imaginative writing. So here, exploratory in the sense, it's actually exploring something which is already existed. So the market competition is existed, the market scenario is existed, the brand guidelines and brand principles also existed. They can take it from any competitors. So everything is existed. Thus, just they are exploring the things what is already available. Analytical in the sense, you also based on that, so you pick one your brand name and as well as branding strategy and as well as competitor strategy. So finally you want to analyze the selection strategy will work fine for you or not, whether it might be how much possibility it have for the success rate, and what is the failure rate, possible failure rate. So in those type of analysis you can use the analytical prompt. But when we are talking about creative prompt, it's totally different. In previous two cases, something has already existed, but creative prompt is totally different. In this case, nothing has existed. Everything was created, processed by this AI model. Better example, just image generations. You are giving some instructions, it create image by its own. So yesterday, last day, we discussed about the Gemini Nano Banana, how it's actually mocking the images, right? So it can create images in any way. It can create videos in any form. It can utilize its own creativity. So that's called creative prompts. So write a story about the robot who learned to paint emotions. So yesterday we discussed the same example, right? So it can create its own conversations. It can create its own story. What type of rhythm you are looking for? What type of tone you are looking for? What type of emotion you want? So you can mention anything. So it will start writing according to your own requirements. Okay. So the next one is conversational prompt. So based on the terminology, you are able to understand it's going to be followed the conversations. Okay. So used to maintain a neutral dialogue. So natural dialogue. So it's like normal conversations. Basically, we are utilizing the audio version of the Chat GPT, right? So when you open that audio version, you can simply talk to that particular AI model. It will respond according to your questions. And as well as if you feel bored, you can say, I am feel bored. I want, if you say like that, it will give some options. So what type of entertainment you are looking for? Do you want me to tell about any stories or any jokes or any some interesting matters, anything like that? So it will simply start talk like a friend to you. I don't know how many of you already tried. Just still now, if you not tried, just try to install that Chat GPT mobile Android app or maybe Apple app in your mobile devices. then just try to turn on that audio conversation mode of that particular AI app. So then you can simply discuss with it. So it sounds great. Actually, it's humorous also. So actually, it's function well. So it's a conversational prompt. You can make an simple conversation with that particular AI model. Then evaluate prompt. Ask the model to judge or assess something. Here mostly we will get confused. So analytical also seems like evaluation. So this evaluative prompt also seems like analytical. Here you need to clearly understand the difference. Analytical prompt is just giving an analytical result of the comparative areas, how it is actually. It won't produce any exact results, or it won't recommend or suggest anything to you. It will just simply do the task what's actually happening. For an example, if you are giving in sales data of your 10 branches, so you are asking that particular AI model to analyze which branch is functioning well and which branch is not functioning, which branch is more poor. It will simply analyze the data and it will clearly shows this is your best performing branch and this is your worst performing branch. So based on the data, it's become your responsibility, or so you have to decide what you are going to do with this particular output. But this evaluative prompt, here you are asking the AI to make the decision or AI to suggest the decision for you. So it will clearly says this branch is functioning well because of the blah blah blah, this type of things. This branch is functioning poor because of these things. So what are all the action steps you can take for it? It also suggests based on the data what you give. So it will provide an action. So it actually judged. So everything was decided by that AI, and as well as it will give you an solid 3 action or 5 action steps for you to take to make the worst scenario into an possible one. Okay, so this is called an evaluative prompt. So rate this marketing copy on clarity and persuasiveness. So it asks you to rate. Okay, so we have an rating scale, right? So in the same way we are asking to rate it. Actually, for based on that, it will give some static output. Okay, so this is what the rating. Simply you get 5 out of 10. Okay, so it will give some exact rating with the feedbacks. Okay, reflective prompt. So reflective prompt in the sense encourage introspection or personal insights. What did you learn from your biggest failures? So actually we also have some concept called reflection in our day-to-day life. So even some of the motivational speakers like Robin Sharma and as well as Tony Robbins, yeah, Robin Sharma and Tony Robbins, they also actually says try to spend some time for reflection. So try to analyze what the things was happened in your life, what the things was happened in the scenarios. The same principle is applied here. So reflective prompt is try to postmortem the things. What was happened, how was happened, why was happened, and what might be the possible scenarios, what type of possible actions we can take in that particular situations. And at the same time, in future, if the scenario was repeated again, what are all the things we can take, what are all the remedial activities we need to do. So those type of things also we can ask in chat gpt or any other AI models. So not only for this case, you can say just the previous example for the descriptive research, descriptive prompt. What we say is, so we talk about Israel and Palestine war, right? So in reflective prompt, you can ask what is the main cause of Israel and Palestine war, why it's actually happened. So in future, if they want to avoid the war, what are all the actions they need to take? What are all the remedial activities or the possible things for them to avoid any future wars or future worst scenarios? Okay, So you can write any type of prompt in a proper prompting anatomy, then you will get a great result for it. Okay, so now the time is 6:30. Now, participants, I ask you to write a detailed prompt for each and every one type of this purpose prompts. So just try to come up with an one idea for this instructional prompt and try to write it in a detailed way. Because I already told you here, I give it as an just example as a poor prompting for your better understanding. Because if I start elaborating the prompt, so most of the times it will be diluted because too many things need to be incorporated for writing a proper prompt. So that's why I'm just giving to straight to the heart thing here. So I want you to write a detailed prompt for each type of this purpose based prompting. So now the time is 6:31. So I will give you 5 to 8 minutes. I think we will get back to 6:40, because see, just listening the things won't make you knowledgeable or won't make you a prompt engineer. So when you are implementing the things, when you are start doing the things, then only you are able to learn. Because this session, I don't want to just blabbering something from here and you are simply listening like an YouTube video. So I want to make it practical and as well as useful for from your end. So that's why. So I give you around 6:32. I will give you around 8 to 10 minutes. So take your time and try to write down the example, proper prompt example for this each prompt type. Okay. చెప్పరన్నా ఇల్లడతాను. Okay. So I think you tried something. So I don't know how many of you actually try to implement the things or try to actually write it down. So my humble request for my day participants, I'm repeating the same thing again and again. Try to do the things, and then only you will be able to understand. Then only this entire workshop will be a meaningful one for you. So otherwise, it's also simple like an class discussions. So you are not going to getting any valuable insights from it. Okay. So next, also we are going to see the same form of prompt type, but it's an these prompt types are classified based on the format and structures. So why we are actually take this format and structure as a part of prompt type? See what you are actually looking from that AI to do. So I already told you AI can't think by its own. It will only think according to through our prompts. What type of prompt you are giving, it will decide its thinking zone based on the prompt. So it will take it as an instruction, so it will function accordingly. So the format of the prompt also highly important to get the results what we are looking for. Okay, the first one is open ended prompt, always for free creative responses. Just you are let the AI to think freely. You can imagine what you want, you can think what you want, you can give what you want. So this is what I want you to write about a report about climate change or anything like that. So it will simply grasp information from various sources, it will incorporate the things, it will produce the results to you, because it's simply open ended. Okay, so there is nothing, you can say it have some what is the right word I can use. So there is no restrictions for it. It's feel free to go around on any directions. Okay. So those type of prompts are open-ended prompts. In some cases, we need to use these type of open-ended prompts. So in especially whenever we don't have any idea about that particular topic or particular field or particular theme, we can go ahead with these type of open-ended. Just you can ask any simple questions to AI models. It sounds like a poor prompting, but even though it also will works, because based on your previous prompt sessions, that particular chat GPT or any AI model already have an persona about you. Based on that persona, it will produce a result to you. Okay, so if you are clueless, you can simply go ahead with an open-ended prompt. It also can produce in great results to you. Okay. The second one is close-ended prompt. So the simple reverse versa of the open-ended. The close-ended in the sense you give some instructions, seek specific or limited answers. So here I give an example: is the Earth is flat or round? So it's mostly the basic example here. So the previously we discussed, right? So I want you to talk. I want you to write a paragraph about climate change, which was reported in the year of 2025 in reputed academic journals in 1,000 words, or maybe in 500 words. Here, I ask about climate change, and as well as I set a parameter for the research information which was published in the period of 2025, and as well as I mentioned it should only refer the academical reputed journals, and as well as it should describe the entire conversation in 500 or 1,000 words. So it's a close ended. I clearly close the instruction, so it can't go beyond the closing parameters what I was set. Okay, so the next one is chain of thought prompt. It's a famous form of prompting. So most of the cases, knowingly or unknowingly, we also utilizing the same type of prompt. So it's also mostly similar like conversational. So actually we ask something, the AI produce some form of result as output for our question. So based on that output, we raise a follow-up question. Again, it will give another explanation or justification or a different explanation for you. So again, you are asking some questions. So the conversation will goes on. So it's called a chain of thoughts. The things was goes step by step. Okay. So encouraging step by step reasoning. Here we are giving it as give it as an mathematical example. In other case, you can simply ask, so I'm looking for the answer for this particular issue. So I want you to produce a result with all your brainstorming sections, all your arguments and references. Based on that, it will produce the complete conversation, complete arguments, complete reference as a result for us. Through that, we will end up with some specific results, right? So the next one is few short prompts. It's very simple. You are looking for some simple answers. Provide an example before asking for a new one. Simply, so you are looking for the numerical value of the alphabets. Means A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, C is equal to 3, like that. So in that way, you want to know what is the numerical value of x or m or any values. So if you give this three values as a reference in the prompt, it will immediately can identify the pattern, because previously we already says AI work based on the patterns and trends. So it can easily identify the pattern and it will immediately act upon on it. Then definitely it will shows the what is the numerical value of m. Okay, so in that way you are giving some basic example, so it will produce output based on the pattern what you give as an example. So zero short questions. In this particular case, it's simply reverse verse of the few short prompts. Here you are not giving any examples, so simply you are asking what is the numerical value of m. So M might be any chemical, any representation of a chemical, or it might be a representation of any physics terminology. In other case, it might be a simple letter from the alphabets. There is too many possibilities. Just you can give the M as an open-ended question to ChatGPT or any AI models. It will automatically try to find that particular value based on the inputs what we actually give. Basically this zero short forms mostly used whenever we heard some terminologies or any names or any specific values, we not even know anything what it actually mean. So in those cases you can simply utilize those type of terminologies in the zero short prompts. So it will gather the possible meanings of that particular symbol or meaning or a symbol or numeric or anything. So based on that random pick, you may get an idea so what this particular what that might be mean based on the environment or maybe based on the scenario what was actually happened over there. Okay, so the next prompt is multi-tune prompting, build from previous exchange for contextual understanding. So it's also mostly similar with the chain of thought prompt. So here, each and every section was designed by you. For an example, you are asking, give me a 10 best blog post idea about AI implementation in education. It will produce 10 different titles, blog titles. Then you can choose any one of the blog title and you can put it and you can ask, so elaborate this particular blog title, or maybe you can write an introduction section for this particular blog title. It will write an introduction. Then you can put in another one prompt, you can ask that, so write an blog outline. See here, so you are the person actually deciding what you are looking for. So in chain of thoughts, it take the responsibility to explain the steps, explain each and every one as a step by step. Here we can decide or we can divert the conversation in any directions, so you can get any form of things. But actually miss this multi-turn prompting mostly make the AI into an hallucination. So in on certain point you will start getting some different types of results which is actually not even related with your previous questions or maybe previous prompts. So this multi-tune prompting not recommendable for the long form of such search or maybe for expansion. If you want to do anything like that, you can create a new session and you can start with the new session for your new questions. So don't try to deviate or don't try to branch the conversation into different direction. So definitely you will get confused. The major drawback in these type of AI search is you are not even able to identify whether the produced result was right or wrong, whether it's actually hallucinated or not. We can't identify it because it always create a statement which is more or less similar for our similar with our prompting question. So in those cases we need to be make sure whether we are getting a right answer, or in other cases we should know how to utilize this AI in a right way. Then only we can get the right output from it. Okay, so the last prompt type of this format or structure is a meta prompt. So it get an meta information, means it's not an the parent company of Facebook and WhatsApp. Actually, meta information is an information which is about that particular product. For an example, so you are just try to Google any one website. So based on that Google search, you are just clicking that website, the Google web page redirect you to that particular website. Here what's actually happening, you are just searching for that URL, so you are just seeing that website, the content, images, styles and colorings. But as part of it, that particular website server collects some list of information about you. So what type of system you are using, what type of network, what is your IP, what is your timing, your locality. So it will collect many informations about your particular system, because based on these informations the website hosting server will accept your request. So if the IP was not right, if it's not able to get any right informations, the website hosting server won't accept your request, the website not going to load for you. Sometimes the hacker try to do something like some malpractices. So what will happen? So that's why this is a basic safety protocol to collect the basic information about the user through the meta information. It's called meta. Okay, so that's why I don't know whether that's why a Facebook company name themselves as a meta. Okay, so here in the same way, you are asking this AI model to reverse engineering to grasp the indirect information of a particular thing. For an example, if you want to create any one new image or maybe any new video, so you have an example image or you have an example video, so you want to replicate the same style in your photos or videos, but you can't explain what the images exactly represent, how it should be, because just you are seeing and converting it into an word or prompt is totally different phenomena. So you can't completely explain the same image in your words. It's not a simple and easy task, it's highly headache one. So in those cases, just you are uploading that particular image into any one AI model and you can write a prompt to extract. So I want just extract the image model of this particular image. So to generate the same type of image for a different scenario or for a different person, just you can ask that AI to extract that image model or the design. So it will extract that informations as a output. It will make it as a paragraph. After that you need to ask that, so convert these things as a prompt for me to generate an image for my self purpose or anything you can name it. So based on that it will produce a prompt for you, and if you put that prompt in a different area, and as well as you mention what type of personality you are looking for or what all the different things you are looking for, just you can mention it. It will produce mostly nearly 80% similar image what you actually previously gave. It's not only applicable for images and videos, it's also applicable for the information what you previously collected or maybe the format or structure of the previous report. So it also works in the same direction and same way. So here I give it as an example. Write a perfect prompt for designing a website landing page. It's more simple and as well as Sometimes it sounds like pretty simple, right? Pretty childless. Okay, fine, no issues. Let me change it. Okay. So you can decide. It's called what is the basic information you are looking for. Okay. So we have in some advanced strategies called reverse prompting. That's what we are going to see next. So, but here, these are all the basic formats. Okay. This is a different formats of prompting. So you need to decide what type of combinations you're going to use, because we see purpose based prompting, formed based prompting. So we are seeing the both models. So we can decide which combination or which combination can work better best for our result generations. So according to that, you can decide which is the best prompt way we are going to utilize. So I think we already reached the timing. So I will hold here. So tomorrow we are going to see what all the different types of strategies are available in prompting. Just today we are discussing about the different types, but tomorrow we are going to discuss about different strategies are available, because so in those strategies we will discuss about the combination of this purpose and format type. So with that proper combination you can do multiple tasks. So those strategies are also highly important as a prompt engineer to get an output from any AI model. So I think this session was useful for all of you. So thanks to be part of this today's session. So I will look you all for tomorrow's session. Try to be on time. So once again I'm repeating. So try to be on time for my dear participants. So let's you all see you by tomorrow. Thank you.
You are the only participant in the con.